Hello, my dirty little goblins. Papa's back. Papa's back and he's bringing you time to get your game on. So we're playing against Spiral. So if you know how to play against Spiral, knowing when to imperm is very important. And imperming their double helix is pretty much the play you want to make. It's very annoying and it's very hard for them to come back from it. Especially since he doesn't have quick fix in the graveyard. So he's going to Magician Soul. He sends in the Master Plan. Now he has Quick Fix, but he has no normal summons. But he got lucky, and he has Mission in hand. So our opponent has everything, pretty much. It's kind of annoying. He's going to Mission out Master Plan, though. I don't think this was the right choice, personally. But he's going to go into a Barricade Blocker. He's going to send Quick Fix to the graveyard. So the reason I don't think that was the right choice is because if you picked Quick Fix to get the special summon, you would have been able to get Big Red, which is their revival spell, and then you would have been able to get Master Plan out anyway. And you would have got Big Red out of the deck. So I don't think that was a good choice on their part. So he ends. It's still a pretty annoying board because you have to deal with Spiral Sleeper. So we're going to use Stratos. Stratos is going to go Ferris. He's going to activate Spiral Mission. That just adds back to hand. Not really anything important. Especially since we're not planning on letting him live this turn. So the thing that's awesome about Elemental Heroes is they are so good at OTKOing your opponent. So you usually want to go second because your board breaking abilities with this deck is pretty darn good. If you go first, the big problem with this deck going first is it has no negates. So good luck. Now if you just get Dark Calling out, look how beefy this board's gonna be. We got Bane. Honestly, just probably kill him now. He doesn't realize Bane doesn't die to that. And we can also negate the other pop with using our Mass Change. So now we have Dark Law out. Everything's going to get banished. Even if he somehow lived this turn, even if he stopped what we were doing, this is just to troll him. We had lethal on board already. But even if we were to just pass turn right there, he's screwed because all his key pieces are all banished. He can't do anything with it. GG. Time to get your game on. I hope you guys had a great Father's Day for game 2. I know I didn't. My father is not in my life. I'm sure it's most of you guys too. That's why we play Yu-Gi-Oh. My father stole $530 before he dipped though. Took him right out of his kids' pockets. Alright, so this is awesome. So he effect veilers us. We forbidden droplet our vision to dodge the effect veiler. And we get increase. Then we liquid to bring back. He effect veilers our liquid. And then we use increase to dodge the second effect veiler. So this is just pretty much to show us styling on our opponent because he smells probably pretty bad. I can't blame him. Why wouldn't you smell bad? It's part of his culture, you know? It's part of the culture. So we send Shadow Mist to the graveyard. It lets us get our gold. We're going to banish to get our polymerization. Boom, boom. And we go Cross Crusader. Cross Crusader is going to bring back our beautiful boy. That's going to bring our Stratos. So we got Stratos just for the polymerization. Because that'll let us go into our Sunrise. And Sunrise is going to let us grab Miracle Fusion. So we're just beating the hell out of him right now. We don't even have to do all this, to be honest. We got Absolute Zero out. Absolute Zero is probably one of your better like turn 1 plays. Because it like puts something annoying on your opponent's board to deal with. But honestly, it's still like The turn 1 for this deck sucks ass. And anyone who says it doesn't, don't know what they're talking about. It's not. You have 0 negates. Barely any interruption. Your best play turn 1 is to get a Dark Law out. Wow. What a great turn 1. Alright. We're going second. Let's show the power. The power of going second. Playing against a Phantom Knight deck. So we'll be here for quite a while. As they do whatever they need to do. You know what I will say? I will say if this Phantom Knight deck was able to Rongo me turn 1, really not much I could do. Let's be honest. We have Imperm in hand to try and stop the Rongo, but this guy's playing some fucking weird deck. So he ends up going into Dark Law, which honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, Dark Law would actually bone us hard if we weren't absolute gods at this game. So he's going to get Double Blade. Again, he's annoying. But we have Mask Change in hand. And we also have an IQ of 63. And our opponent has an IQ of 45. So I think we have him beat. So we're going to Imperm the Dark Law. I don't want anything banished. We're going to play a Hero Lives. We get our Stratos out. Stratos effect activates. He's going to try and negate it. We Mask Change the Stratos. This is the only reason why we play this card in the extra deck. Only reason we play it in the extra deck, Hero Blast, is so we can dodge shit like that. So Blast is going to activate. We're going to... And then he tries to Fog Blade us again. But our caucus is huge, and we can just pay 500 life points and bounce a card back to his hand. That's why you kind of want to save it, because you don't really need to bounce it immediately. Just wait, and he'll probably end up activating it to something. Now we can go Ferris. We have nothing stopping our combo. And and this is a whole goal of the deck. And by the way, Stratos is not once per turn, if you guys wanted to know. But what the whole point of the deck is... You fight through their beginning, like, negates, their beginning disruption, and then once you fight through all that, you just win the game. That's how you play it. And you might be like, Fatsign, it doesn't always work like that. When I play, they have everything. This guy had 2 Fog Blades and a Dark Law. Like, that's a lot of negates. The game before that, I was fighting 2 Effect Veilers in a row. You have the tools, fucking use them. We get Trinity, because Trinity's going to fucking mollywop our opponent. We do Dark Calling. Now, this is... I don't want you guys to fail. I want you guys to succeed. Do not activate Malicious Bane right now. Use your Sunrise to beat your opponent's face in. And then he'll concede because he's a little baby girl. Hello, my fellow compatriots. Subscribe now if you haven't. Give a like to the video. And let me know what you think about me streaming on Twitch TV starting June 27th. If you don't have me followed, the link is in the description. Please give your boy a follow and join the stream. We're going to be doing some fun stuff. Sometimes Yu-Gi-Oh, sometimes not. I'll be taking requests. Time to get your game on. Oh, yeah. Alright, our hand's pretty sick, dude. Destiny draw. Boom. Draw those 2 cards. That feels good. Anytime you're able to draw cards in a game, I really enjoy it. So we got Impermed. We got Crossout Designator. Why we run 3? I wish this deck wasn't so damn expensive. This deck is like the most expensive deck I think I've made. It was like 900 something ultra rare crap points. It was insane. We're gonna get Dark Calling, activate Increase, send him to the Brig, bring back Vion. Vion's gonna send our Mist. We got Stratos. Stratos is gonna get our Liquid Soldier. Remember, we're going first. So my idea of going first with this deck is I clearly can't get Mask Change. Mask Change would be ideal, right? Mask Change would have been ideal. Let's be honest. But we can't get it. So we're setting up for next turn. So you might think, oh, Fatsoy, this turn is so weak. It's not the best, but we have Forbidden Droplet to interact with our opponent, and we have Honest Neos, so if he tries to run over us, we have a way of trying to combat it. We're playing against Magistus, though, so he plays a Flame. If you counter Flame, they're kind of screwed. Not much you could do. We get Solemn Warning on Liquid. We Polymerization. We get Judgmented on that. 100% fine. I mean, like, what is this guy doing? Then we Dark Calling. That goes through. He has nothing else. We bring Big Daddy out. Bane. Bane is such a cool looking card, though. Such a Chad card. And opponent's dead. Alright, let's go over this deck quick. And I want to give you guys some hard truths right now. First hard truth that we're going to talk about is this deck is way too freaking expensive. It was like, I'm pretty sure this deck was like 900 ultra rare crafting dust to make, which is probably one of the most expensive decks I've made so far. And yes, I know there's a lot of staples, but let's count how many non-staples there are. And this is the problem with the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, I would even count Verte as a staple. 16 hero cards that are ultra rare. That is absurd, and I feel like Konami needs to make this deck cheaper. Like, there's no reason for this deck not being as that strong to begin with. It's like a tier 3 deck, maybe tier 2 if you want to really suck Jaden off. This is like a tier 3 deck, and it's like the most expensive deck I've played so far, and I've played a lot of decks. If you look at my videos, I've played a lot of decks on Master Duel so far. I'm pretty sure this is the most pricey. Is it fun? Yeah, it's a blast. Breaking through your opponent's board. I actually think if you were going to build this deck, I think you need to go 3 Forbidden Droplets. I think you need to go 3 Forbidden Droplets because this card, if you get it in your opening hand, it doesn't even matter what your opponent does, you just win. Overall, though, like, turn 1, the board's not good. And anyone that says, you didn't build the turn 1 right, you didn't build it right. Dude, if I built DPE, let's say I got DPE out, and I'm going to tell you, it'd be pretty ridiculously hard to get this board out, but you get DPE out, you get Absolute Zero out, and you get Dark Law. That board dies to Regeki. Like, it's not a very good board. And anyone who says it is in denial. And before you even say, oh, well, if you may build Malicious Bane, it can't get destroyed. Dude, they can Kaiju it. It's not like it's like... And it's not even like non-targetable. You can just Forbidden Droplet it. You lose. It's not like the most OP boss monster or anything like that. Like, the turn 1s on this deck is like, whatever. It's like, okay. It's like, nothing to sniff at. I'll tell you that right now. Especially when you have to fight through hand traps and stuff. I'm talking about like turn 1s against decent opponents that are going to be ashing you and effect veiling you, imperming you. Because imperm and effect veiler has gone up in the amount of people using it because how prevalent Sword Soul is. The decks, I actually didn't really play against much Sword Soul, but a lot of people are running those cards, as you've seen in the games I was playing. The great thing is you do have the Crossout Designator, so you can combat it a bit. I wish this deck was cheaper. I mean, it's super fun, but the problem is it's so expensive, you know? Turn 1s might not be the best. Their turn 2s are insanely strong, though. You can fight through so many board negates, you can fight through so many hand traps, and you can still pretty much OTK your opponent, because all you really need is to get out on your opponent's turn, on your turn, as long as you're able to get out Sunrise, Malicious Bane, probably going to win, because Sunrise will allow you to get another fusion out because you get Miracle Fusion, and then Malicious Bane could board wipe them. And if they played a bunch of attack phasing monsters, Trinity can actually just OTKO your opponent because they can attack 3 times. 3 attack facing monsters, even if they're like pretty stacked, like 2,000, 3,000 attack, like they're taking a bunch of damage from Trinity. So I don't know. I think the deck's very fun. And I think if you play this game for fun and you're also a weeb and you want to be Jaden Yuki, yeah, play this deck. But if not, don't play it. Difficulty to play. Once you learn the combos aren't very difficult. Anyone who says, oh, this deck's hard to play, it's really not. The basic combos you want to be doing is you get Stratos out. Stratos searches Ferris. Ferris, summon Ferris. You put in, where is it? Increase into the spell and trap zone. Then activate increase to tribute either or. It doesn't even matter what you tribute. Probably tribute Ferris. Tribute Ferris so you can have Stratos on the field so you can use polymerization to go into Sunrise. But tribute Ferris and you're going to get Vion. Vion's going to send Mist 99% of the time. And then you pretty much have most of the combo right there. And then you can kind of just go into your fusions from that point. Like I said, deck's not very hard to play. And people say it is, or they're smoking something. It's actually pretty straightforward to play. The hardest thing to play with decks that run this many, like a lot of hand traps and stuff like that, or playing Crossout Designator and things like that, is knowing when to counter your opponents or what cards to bait. So that's just matchup dependent. If you know matchups very well, the deck's going to be like relatively straightforward to play. If you don't know matchups very well, then you're going to have to play the deck to get games in to start understanding how matchups. Overall, I will give this deck out of a power scaling, I will give it a 7.5 out of 10. You could 100% hit Diamond 1 with this deck, no problem. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you're looking to build a competitive deck, for the cost this deck is, it's not worth it because you could build a better deck that's cheaper. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good one. And let me know, what's your favorite deck?